Hello everyone, welcome to today's webinar. My name is Mark Gierke. I'm a cloud solution specialist with dinCloud. I've been with dinCloud approximately 8 years and in the industry over 20 years. Today I'm going to provide an overview of dinCloud's award-winning enterprise class and secure and compliant desktop as a service, as well as a live demo. So let's go ahead and get started. So a little background on dinCloud. dinCloud's been in business approximately 10 years, or actually over 10 years. We provide an enterprise class hosted solutions. Hosted virtual desktops or desktop as a service is our core competency. We've been doing that for over 10 years, as well as high performance, secure and compliant, highly available server hosting. Those are our hosted offering. We also offer cloud storage for folks that want to leverage the cloud for offsite backup and recovery. We provide an enterprise class solution on a very affordable pay-as-you-go model, flat rate pricing, everything's included. Each customer gets their own dedicated virtual private data center for security and compliance. And we make things very easy to manage for the IT administrator with our cloud orchestration and management portal called dinManage. We built from the ground up, spent over 10 years developing it. Couldn't be any easier to manage desktops and servers and your images, etc. And then for those customers that want a fully managed solution, we can offer managed services as well, where we put our security and or management agents on those physical desktops and servers and networks on premise or in the cloud. We could do things like auto discovery, auto inventory of any physical virtual servers and or desktops, any software that's added or removed, everything always up to date. We're going to do ongoing and scheduled vulnerability management, look for misconfigurations and patches that need to be applied. And when the patches need to be applied, we've got integrated patch management where we're patching OS and applications based on customers' workflow. Everything based on automation, based on the customer's workflows. In addition, we can provide antivirus, next generation antivirus and malware protection, with URL and content filtering, as well as DLP, data leak protection. We include the backups with our desktops and servers as part of our service. We can offer optional Office 365 backups for users' Exchange items, as well as SharePoint and OneDrive, very affordable, 1 terabyte per user. There's also compliance management as well as network monitoring that we provide. So we can offer a fully managed solution as well. dinCloud has been providing an enterprise class solution for over 10 years. We've got multiple options, one of them being a Microsoft-based platform as well as a Citrix-based platform. Citrix being a Fortune, it'd be used by over 99% of the Fortune 500s, enterprise class solution, or the first cloud provider be Citrix Ready Certified, which was a new certification program that came out in 2018. So with dinCloud, you're getting a Citrix certified solution that's optimized for performance and security. Not all Citrix implementations are created equal. With us, you can optimize and secure solution. And then dinCloud's, hosting out of world-class data centers. We don't own the data centers. We have our own private cages with Equinix, one of the world's largest data center providers. They have over 250 locations globally. We're physically in Chicago, Los Angeles for USA presence, as well as Singapore for APAC, and then soon to be in Europe for EMEA. We chose Equinix, world-class facilities, got all the security certifications, SOC 2, Type 1 and 2, ISO 27001, NIST FISMA 853, PCI DSS, etc. Highly available, they don't go down, as well as a lot of connectivity options. All the carriers, major carriers, terminate within Equinix facilities, got a very robust ecosystem. They claim that 90% of the world's internet traffic flows through an Equinix data center. So being part of that ecosystem, even over the public internet, you get good performance. And then we've got a private network as well. We've got multiple 10 gigabit ports at our data centers for customers who want high speed, low cost, private connectivity options, as well as SD-WAN options. And then from a security perspective, we host out of world-class data centers, as I mentioned, Equinix, tier 3 plus rated, all the necessary security certifications, very, very physically secure. Guards walk in the entrances, guards walk in the floors, got to go through 5 biometric scanners, 2 man traps to get into the data center. We've got our own private cages with biometrics. We own all our own gear. We remotely manage and monitor everything 24/7. Everything's recorded. We got cameras within our cages. The facility is over 4,000 cameras. Everything's highly available configurations, power, cooling, networking. They don't go down. And then at the virtual layer, we're providing our customers with security and isolation, to maintain security and compliance, check those boxes for the auditors. So to kind of walk you through that a little bit, each customer is going to get their own dedicated isolated environment, their own dedicated VLAN, their own dedicated Cisco virtual firewall. That could be in a high availability configuration. Then dinCloud for all of our customers, we're layering on perimeter security with an IP reputation filtering service. We're monitoring the network with a unified security management system, feeding that IDS event log information into a security information and event management system, and being able to get visibility, prioritize, correlate, see what's going on, be able to respond to threats. All of our customers are going to get encryption in transit. We have the ability to encrypt at rest. With Citrix, it's PCI DSS and HIPAA compliant, end to end. We're a Cisco Duo partner. We can include multi-factor authentication as part of our service. If your customer is already using another multi-factor, a single sign-on solution, we can integrate with that as well. As part of our flat rate pricing, we're including one full daily snapshot for 10 days, which can be extended for longer periods of time, or it can be more frequent, up to an hour. But one daily for 10 days, we include out of the box. We also include redundant inbound, outbound internet bandwidth, multiple gig connections, inbound, outbound bandwidth. You'll never pay for transfer fees, as well as world-class 24/7 support with less than a 15-minute response time, usually closer to 5 minutes. Level 2, level 3 folks, on that first call, high first call resolutions. And then for the host-based security, customers got a number of options. They can bring their own tools or any tools they like and self-manage. They can have their partner bring any tools they like and manage. dinCloud can offer a managed solution, with Kaseya as part of our managed services. Trend Micro is part of our, we also use other tools other than Kaseya for remote management. Trend Micro and Sophos for our next generation endpoint security, antivirus, malware, URL filtering, DLP, etc. Host-based intrusion prevention. And then Tenable, Nessus, we use for, vulnerability management, vulnerability scans, where we can do compliance scans based on industry regs. Again, but customers can bring any tools that they like. We got all the boxes that check for the for the auditors, SOC 2 type 1 and 2, ISO 27001, PCI DSS, HIPAA compliant. With us, you get an enterprise class solution as well as enterprise class migration services and service and support. And we've got multiple Cisco certified CCIEs on staff for networking expertise. Each customer gets a dedicated project manager assigned, that has PMP certification. All of our processes follow the ITIL framework. We've got multiple levels of Microsoft certification on staff, so we can help folks with migrations. And a lot of times as part of the migration, we're doing upgrades, going from one version of an OS to another, or one version of AD to another, or SQL, or looking to redesign things, consolidate servers, move things into a high availability configuration. And we've got the professional services on staff, with certifications. We can help with all that. So to kind of wind things up, why are folks moving to desktop as a service? Well, this improve efficiencies, lower costs, improve productivity, maintain security and compliance. I kind of walk you through that. Number one, from lowering costs, most organizations go through a 3 or 5 year refresh cycle of their desktops. By moving to desktop as a service, since all the processing is being done within the data center, next generation high-speed infrastructure, everything is secured, encrypted, backed up, highly available. Those endpoints are merely becoming access devices or thin clients. So you can extend the life of those. Instead of refreshing every 3 to 5 years, you're refreshing every 5 to 7 years. And then when you do need to refresh, you refresh with a low-cost device, something around $100 or less. A lot of folks are moving to BYOD, bring your own device. That way, you have no device to manage or secure. A lot of folks are more comfortable bringing their own device to work anyways, or using that, particularly working from home. So you can now have a secured, high-performance platform for work from home folks. And then, kind of touching on security and compliance. That's a big driver. Anybody in a regulated industry or concerned about intellectual property or privacy, desktop as a service is a perfect fit. By moving your desktops to the data center, we can set policies so no data ever leaves the data center. Everything's secured, encrypted, backed up. Anytime anybody accesses everything, logs are generated, access controls in place. So again, you can maintain security and compliance. The remote worker, the work from home worker, the temp worker, the independent contractors, great fit for desktop as a service. An inherent benefit that folks get is business continuity and disaster recovery. By moving your desktop platform to a highly secured, highly available data center, not only, most organizations have moved their server environment and they're protecting their data offsite and have disaster recovery and business continuity in place for their server and their applications and their data, but not so much, for their desktops. By moving their desktops to at least with our data center, everything's in a highly available configuration, everything's backed up, you get inherent business continuity and disaster recovery. Then if you look at the whole economic equation, all right, traditional desktop management, you have a capital expense plus an ongoing operational expense, right? Very complex, very time consuming. By moving to a desktop as a service, it's off your balance sheet, everything's an operational expense. You scale up when you need it, you scale down when you don't. You only pay for what you need when you need it. If you need more resources, you scale up those resources as opposed to buying new hardware. You scale down when you don't. Again, so the whole pay-as-you-go, the flexibility, the financial agility, as well as the business agility, are some of the drivers we're seeing there. Again, so let's go ahead and jump into a live demo and show you what our desktop as a service actually looks like. So let me go ahead and do that. So there we go. So with our desktop as a service, users can log on from any device. It could be a Windows PC, it could be a Windows tablet, Surface device, what have you. It can be a Mac, it could be a Chromebook, Chromebox, what have you. Could be an Android, an iOS, Apple tablet. It can be a Linux device. It can be a thin client, it can be a thick client, it can be a zero client, even Raspberry Pi devices. So all devices work, number one. Number two, users have two access methods. One is a pure web-based HTML5 access method. And the other one is a one-time download of the Citrix receiver client. With this Citrix receiver client, you get a little more features and functionality, but it's available for all those OSs that I mentioned. So you have two access methods. I'm going to demonstrate our web-only access method. And another thing that dinCloud will do is we'll customize this login page for our customers' users. We can use a customer's domain, DaaS.yourcompanydomain.com or whatever you want that to be, your logo, your look and feel, whatever messaging you want here. We can have videos on here, with instructions to users, what have you. So this is very customizable with login page, but I'm gonna go ahead and log on. And what we typically do is integrate with the customer's existing Active Directory. We'll chop my keyboard there, okay? So this is my AD credentials I'm logging with now. There we go. And now if the users are not part of your domain, or you don't want them to be part of your domain, we can host, an AD domain on our end. So no issues there. And then we also have the ability to integrate with multi-factor and single sign-on solutions. We're a Cisco Duo partner. We've integrated with all the major vendors out there, so no issues there. It's all standards based. Here's Cisco's Duo. With Cisco's Duo product, I have an app on my smartphone. I can send it a push. If I don't have my smartphone, I can have it call me at a phone number. If I don't have a phone number at all, or I don't have a phone, I can get a temporary passcode from the help desk, so there's always a way to log on. I have the app on my cell phone, my smartphone I should say. Go ahead and approve it here. I'll go ahead and log me on. Now as a user, when I log on, I'm only going to be presented what the organization wants me to see. If they want me to see a desktop with the applications installed, that's what I'll see. If I'm in sales, I'll see the sales desktop. If I'm in engineering, I'll see the engineering desktop. If I'm in support, accounting, finance, I get the appropriate desktop with the appropriate applications, permissions, access controls, and in place. Typically the same way customers are doing it today. In addition to desktops with the applications installed, we have the ability to provide individual published applications. Many times organizations have a particular user community where they only have one or two applications they need to do their job. Well, they don't want to give them a full desktop to support. They just give them the application they need to do their job. So we can mix and match desktops with the applications installed per the customer's image or individual published applications. So I'm going to go ahead and click on a desktop so you get the feel for it. And this user consent page, this can be customized as well, whatever messaging the customers want. So as a user, I agree to user acceptance or consent. And then starting my desktop. So connecting over the web. This could be from any device, Windows, Mac, Chrome OS, tablet, thin client, thick client, as I mentioned. I happen to be in Chicago physically. We've got a data center in Chicago. This desktop happens to be in LA. So I'm going from Chicago to LA and back. The performance on my virtual desktop is much better than my physical machine because we're running enterprise class server infrastructure in the data center versus desktop class infrastructure on my physical machine. And then the only thing going over the connection is the KVM, the keyboard, video, and mouse. All the processing is being done in the data center on the dinCloud side. Let me go ahead and launch some applications. So as you can see, I literally just launched the Office suite in 2 seconds. So that's the type of user experience customers can expect with us. We've got different configurations to support any type of workload, from traditional productivity apps, which is what you're looking at here, to high-end graphics, CAD, 3D rendering, 2D rendering, what have you, with GPU-enabled desktops. So again, we can support any type of workload. Want to thank everybody for their time. And anybody has any questions, feel free to reach out to me directly. My phone number is on the screen, but it's 424-286-2312. My email is mgierke, M-G-I-E-R-K-E, @dinCloud, D-I-N, cloud.com. Thanks again. Have a great day.